Hey everybody, so we're going to check out the final order cutoff list, books of interest for February 5th, 2024. Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thank you for joining us yet again here at Team Ohana. I'm your host, Rich. Yes, what I do every week is I try to go through the Previews World's final order cutoff. The final cutoff is for February 5th. Try to remember that Marvel and DC generally is a day earlier because of their mass quantity. So what I try to do is I pick all the books that I think are of interest. This does not mean that I find any book that you buy uninteresting. I'll try to point out any new number ones from any of the comic companies. So if you have a new series about to start and you just want a heads up, hey, there's a new series starting, it's a number one, you might want to order it just to see how it is. Number twos. So if you bought a number one and you really like the story, this is your reminder to get number two. I'm not going to follow up with number 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just the little courtesy for number twos. Any first appearances that I hear of, I'll try to make sure I put those on here as well. And any artwork that I think is kind of cool, I will show as well. In the interest of time and not to waste yours, I'm not going to show all the covers, but I will point out if there are multiple. So let's try to dive right into this, shall we? Boom. All right. So the first thing I did notice is that there's nothing that fits my criteria from Boom Studios. So we're just going to go straight into DC. And the first book on DC is an interesting cover. It's a Flash number 6. It's a covered T. And I'll be honest, the amount of work that had to go into making this, oh my goodness. I got to give him a lot of credit. See if I can, there we go. Get myself out of the way. You're not here to see me. You're here to see that. I imagine that with the new digital ways of creating, that this would be easier, but still not phenomenally easier. And if this is hand-drawn, kudos, man. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. So, yeah, Flash number 6, the cover D. Let's move on to the next book. We have Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum number 2. Like I said, here's your reminder. If you picked up one and you liked it, here's your little reminder that you might want to go on and order number 2. The Batman First Night, number 1 of 3. This is the cover A, and it's an interesting cover, but I'll be honest, the cover that I think is amazing, though, is the pulp version of this. It kind of looks like it has a distress cover, which I'm not a fan of. I mean, I think I've made that clear in the past. I know the majority of people are. Okay, I'm in the minority there. It's just my personal preference. If I buy a brand new book, I want it to look brand new. I got enough 1.0 Silver Age and Golden Age books. I don't need any 2024 books looking like that. So, but in any event, though, I think this one does look like a pretty cool cover. And if you wanted to add this to your pull list, it is the cover C of 1 and 3. So you might want to go for that. Moving on to Marvel, we have What If Aliens. Now this is what if Carter Burke had lived. For years, fans of James Cameron Legendary Aliens questioned whether Carter Burke, a company man more hated than the Xenos themselves, had actually survived the traumatic events. No, I never questioned it. Okay, he's dead, and I'm okay with that. So anyway, they decided to make an Aliens What If. And I don't know if this is a one-shot. They call it a number 1. How much of a series that could be, I don't know. One thing is, there is a couple of there's a lot of covers to this. A couple of interesting ones, though. You do have a Momoko, and look, honestly, she can't draw scary, in my opinion. It kind of looks cute. So, Aliens is a watercolor. To me, it doesn't look frightening. Speaking of not looking frightening, there is a Scotty Young. And this one's actually cut. Oh, why would they gotta go small on that? That's such a ripoff. Anyway, I think that was actually kind of cute. So if you like Scotty Young, don't forget that there is a What If Aliens number 1. Giant Size Spider-Gwen number 1. Again, if you are subscribed to the Spider-Gwen series or any other series, remember that your Giant Size books and your annuals are not included in your subscription. When you subscribe, it's for 12 months of 12 books. If you want to get those annuals in giant size, you have to go in and separately click on them. That being said, there's a lot. It says giant size 50. 50 page, sorry. I didn't see the PG there. There are multiple covers on this as well, so you have your choice. Miss Marvel Mutant Menace #1. Well, I guess now that they've retconned her from to a mutant, they're going to turn her into a bad person? I don't know. I mean, all the mutants, if you think about it, back in the history of the X-Men, all the mutants were menaces in the eyes of the public. So, let's see what happens if she's actually that, or if she's just being, oh, you're a mutant? Now we don't like you. Star Wars Thrawn Alliance's #1 second printing. If you're a second print fan, don't forget to pick up on this one. Kind of looks very Boris Karloff-y here. Ultimate Spider-Man #1 third printing. If you're a third printing fan or multiple printings fan, then you might want to add this one to your collection. Also, I mean, if you didn't get a chance to buy the first print or the second print, you just want to read it for $5.99, go for it. Ultimate X-Men. So last month, we've already got an Ultimate Spider-Man. That's blown up. I think that was an Ultimate Black Panther, and now they're having an Ultimate X-Men. If you want to make sure that you pick this one up. And the cover A is drawn, the artwork and the cover art is drawn by Peach Momoko. So, I believe I have 2 copies of that on order. I'm going to make sure that one of them becomes one of the books of choice for Free Comic Book Day winner. Weapon X-Men #1. Not to be confused with Weapon X. This is Weapon X-Men. So, a multiverse of Logans band together. So, I don't know how many issues this is going to run for, but if you're a fan of the Wolverine/Logan stories, you might want to add this one to your list. The Wolverine, the Claremont Wolverine, has a facsimile coming out. There is a standard and there is a foil. The foil, of course, says, please inquire about the price, but if money is no object and you want to get it, usually they're like $7.99 or $9.99. I don't know how well a foil would look with that much of a black background. Put in the comments if you think that would look good or not. I would like to hear your opinion. Moving on to Dynamite. There was one book there. It was Fire and Ice Tigra. It's a one-shot book, and there's a lot of different covers, including a lot of different sketch covers. Different color sketch covers. So you have your choice with that. Massive Comics has Assassin's Creed Shinobi Uncivil War cover A. I believe this is just a one-shot. Beyond Real #2. So if you liked 1, here's your reminder for 2. Scout Comics. Now this is the first of a lot of different Scout Comics that have new #1s this week. So if you like Scout Comics and you like new stories, this is your week that you're going to make sure that you spend your income tax return. Let me tell you. So Choco Leche #1 from Scout Comics. We have from Dark Horse Dawn Runner #1. From Scout Comics, we have Dusk #1. This is the cover A. It's funny because they actually put up here at the top Dusk, and at the bottom it says The Dusk. So I'm not sure what the actual name of it will be, but it may be an issue when you go to catalog your books that you have to type it in properly. From Keen Spot Entertainment, we have Dust Pirates. This is #1 from the cover A. I don't know. I know that cover took a lot of work. I'm just not a fan of it. From Oni Press, we have Jill and the Killers #2. So if you liked #1, reminder for #2. Scout Comics Kiva. This is a pet dog that was left behind when a nuclear disaster, Chernobyl, forces residents of a small town to evacuate. As he navigates the wilderness that takes over the town, he comes face to face with a savage pack of wild dogs determined to claim back their territory. So one dog against one dog that was, on the couch and fed and taken care of, and a pet that was now going to be fighting a pack of dogs that know how to survive in the wild. But I'm sure Kiva will come out on top. So if you want something unbelievable, there you go. It's everything is dogs and cats these days. From Scout Comics, we have Misfits Clubhouse, Little Red Wagon, #1. So if you like the Misfits, you might want to add that one to your pull list. From Image Comics, we have Moonman, #1, second printing. Titan Comics comes out with Savage Sword of Conan, #1 of 6. Now, the Savage Sword of Conan used to be a magazine format, and judging by the size, the dimensions of the cover, I assume that's going to also be a magazine format. From Scout Comics, we have Sydney Hammer, #1, cover A, Massacre. From Distillery Media, we have Somna, #2. If you liked #1 and you also love those prestige format books, this is your reminder for #2. From IDW, Star Trek, Sons of Star Trek, #1, cover A, by Bartok. From Image Comics, we have Siphon. This is Volume 2, #4. I shouldn't have put that there. I saw the #2. So this is your super reminder. If you read 1, 2, or 3 and you want the conclusion, there you go. Sorry. 13 Origins, Dragon Thrall, #1 from Scout Comics. Like I said, they had a lot of books this week. From Massive, we have Washed in the Blood, #1 of 3. This one's actually got the little it's like a little endorsement, I guess you'd say, or a feature feature book from Previous World. This is one of the books that they say is a feature. I got a feeling it means that they have a story on the side that you can click on and read about it, but if they're promoting it, it's going to get more attention, so let's see what happens. Now, I put this one up there. I know this is a Star Wars Insider, but it's a foil, and it's got a nice photo cover of Ian McDiarmid. So if you're a fan of getting the books and trying to catch up with some of these guys at shows and get them to sign, I think this would be a great book. And maybe like yellow or a white marker or something that would really, white marker to go with the Star Wars Insider, to have Ian McDiarmid sign this. So if you're a fan of getting those, I picked up the Ahsoka one with Rosario Dawson, so if I get to see her at a show, I have the Star Wars Insider with that. But that is a really cool. I have Ian McDiarmid's signature already, so I don't need to add that one. But if you don't, you want to, this I think would make a really, really cool book. That is $20 though, so just And that wraps up our final orders due for February the 5th. Get this onto here. Actually, you know what? Let me get myself back to full size. Oh, man, I was so squished up inside that box. I thought it was in Loki Season 2. Anyway. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. The other night, Thursday night, I went to see Godzilla -1, minus color. It's the first time I saw it in black and white. And it was the fifth time that I paid to go see it. It's the most I've ever paid to see a movie. Okay, I think the most I ever paid before was maybe Jurassic Park, 3 times when it first came out, and once was to take my grandparents because they had never seen that kind of special effects. Yes, I had friends that worked at the movie theaters, so there were other movies that I saw more times. I just didn't pay. But this is definitely the first, the most I've ever spent on a movie in the movie theater. Thursday was the last day in United States theaters, unless they have some other comeback. But yeah, I still, the movie is great, and I can't wait for it to be streaming or Blu-ray. And I will get the black and white version. The black and white version should have been the way they went in the first place. Wow, it was great. Guys, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining. If there's any books in here, this week's Final Order Cutoff that you feel that I've missed, that there's first appearances or great art or anything else like that, and you'd like to share it not only with me, but with the rest of the community, please, I implore you, put it down in the comments down below. Just share it. Share not only what you want to collect, what you want to pick up, but expand all of our knowledges at the same time. I want to thank you so much for joining. If you liked this video, which I hope you did, please click like, subscribe. And click on the notifications so you know when more videos drop. And I will endeavor to continually make these for you guys and build a really cool community because I love every single one of you. Until I see you in the next video, mahalo.